What's going on, you guys? It's Uninspired, and today I want to talk to you guys about 3 different ways to get over a heartbreak, or just to deal with heartbreak in general. Alright? Because I know Valentine's Day is coming up. I know girls that you've talked to, it don't work out for whatever reason. Everybody got their different reason on why they experience heartbreak. So let's start off with talking about what is heartbreak. Heartbreak is the intense emotional pain and grief from a loss, such as a breakup or the death of a loved one. It can also manifest into physical pain because the brain processes emotional and physical pain similarly. This experience is caused by a significant emotional shock that triggers a stress response, leading to feelings of overwhelming sadness, disappointment, and a loss of identity. That's what I got from Google, right? Basically meaning from it not working out and you're just so invested with whoever you're talking to, it could just have you spiral down into depression or make you physically sick, or something along the lines. No matters how deep you were invested into all that. So everybody's gonna experience this at one point or another. All that matters is how we go about it. You know what I mean? And let's talk about 3 ways to go about it. Number 1, give yourself time to grieve. I feel like it's important to give ourselves time to grieve because people usually just are like, I need to go talk to the next girl. I need to go do the next thing. I just need to, try to avoid what you feel. But that's not healthy because you feel what you feel. Learn to go through it. Learn to deal with and process what you feel properly, and give yourself a grief period of like a couple days, a week of just fully enveloping yourself in that sadness. You know how it feels. You got through it, and you could grow from that point instead of trying to be like, man, I don't feel this way, and then you just eat you up inside. Just as people try to chase happiness, you should be able to sit in your sadness for a little bit too, and just be like, this is okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel something. If you felt something, it's because that person meant something to you. What's the quote? Or else you want to be heartbroken about it. So the first step should always be to just learn to just go through the emotion and sit there for a while in that emotion and just be like, yo, it's okay to just feel like this for a little bit. But also realize that grieving period can't last too long, because then it can possibly be like an obsession. You know what I mean? Anything that you focus on for too long is not a good thing. So it's unless it's actually boosting your life, this is not one of those things that's gonna boost your life. So if you're sad and you don't want to move and you laying down in bed and putting a sink in your mattress, you're just not productive. You just kind of just going through the motions. Yeah, I get it. But after a certain point, it's you really not doing anything, and that person you worried about is going about their business, talking to other niggas and all that. So move on, or give yourself time to go through it and then move on. Throughout that grieving process, things you could do is reread old text messages to just fully envelop yourself in those sad emotions of the reality of that it's over. Reread those text messages, reread those arguments, re-listen to those voice notes, think about our arguments, think about I love you messages, I love you calls, the videos, all that kind of stuff over and over again until you feel nothing. It's maybe a little toxic, but that forces you to just look at it as a normal thing of okay, it is what it is, it was what it was nice while it lasted, we gotta move on. The next thing you should do is get busy. Find something productive to do. Why you should find something productive to do is because getting busy takes your mind off of all that unproductive heartbreak that's related to a female or whoever you talk to and all that kind of stuff. When you're feeling sad, the best thing you could do is channel it into something else. You could do things like actually do your job at work, because I know me, I be slacking. The most time if I'm sad, I'm gonna actually do my work, or go work out, or go draw, or go practice a different language, or go watch a movie, or something along those lines. It's yeah, it's productive and you're creating something. Go make music. It's the perfect time for those kind of things, to go try a new skill, to try and further yourself, that you could use that and have something tangible in that moment that not only distracts you from that heartbreak that you was feeling before, but now even after you get out of that heartbreak, you have something forever that helped you grow as a person. You know what I mean? And that's also very important. And last but not least, the third thing you should do is vent. Find someone that you can talk to. Why should we vent to people? Is because we as people are our own worst enemy. If you sit there by yourself, you will think of 100 negative things to say to yourself about the situation, how she's the worst person in the world, or vice versa, or how you're the worst person in the world based on the situation and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes what you need is just the outside perspective to be like, if you like, let's say you beating yourself up, an outside perspective would be like, no, she was actually wrong for that, you know, and that brings it into perspective for you. Or sometimes you're the messed up person, and if you have someone that you actually can trust, that you're venting to, they can look at it and be like, yo, you know, you're not in the right here, you know what I mean? You kind of messed up. And sometimes to grow, you need to hear that. Nobody needs yes men. Avoid yes men. You do not grow with yes men always on your back being like, yeah, everything you do is right, everything you say is right, she's a this, that, and the third. You know, you don't grow that way. And then when you get into another relationship or another situation, and then you right back where you are, you're not actually growing because you're not doing the work and you're talking to people that's gonna reaffirm your bad habits. So avoid that. But it is very healthy to talk to people, you know, get that outside opinion. And not only that, if you feel like it's too much to talk to someone and like, oh, I don't want to bother them, anyone that actually cares about you should be able to hear you out when you're going through something. The rule should always be, if I can talk to you about, you know, nonsense that don't matter, you know, I should be able to come to you and talk to you about real things that do matter to me, you know? Or else, like, that's not someone that you need in your life. Or if they look at you talking to them about your problems as like a nuisance, that's not someone you should be talking to. Bonus. This bonus is for those that pedestalize their partner, right? Because I know there's a lot of you that look at your partner like they're the one, that they're better than gold, silver, and diamond. So you put them on this like higher pedestal than you would put even yourself, you know? So that's why the breakup hurts you more than it would the average person. And it's like something you would never get over. You gotta look at that person as a person and not as this goddess figure, you know what I mean? And for that, you need to like do whatever you gotta do to humanize her. So like, go back and listen to old voice notes or text messages and be like, I actually didn't like the way that she talked to me in these things. What's it called? My perfect woman wouldn't do that to me, you know? Or I actually don't like her laugh. Her tooth is a little crooked, you know, not, or like she has patchy skin, what's it called, from acne. Not to shit on her or look at her like she's like worthless or anything, but just to bring it down because you have her so up here, and that's not healthy for you because you're the one damaged and feeling heartbroken while you know that person is just moving on. So that's why I'm saying do these things to like humanize the person, but not like not to shit on them, you know what I mean? What's it called? But just to know that like they put one pant leg on at a time also. They have to poop and pee also just like you do. They're a person, and you should look at them like a person. If you found value in this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Like the video if you really do actually like it, you know what I mean? Subscribe for more videos like this on different topics, not just about dating and all that kind of stuff. It's just, we gotta talk about life. I wanna talk about life because that's what we're experiencing. And if you have any other tips that helped you get over heartbreak, I would like to see that in the comment section so it could possibly help the next person out. All right? Anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. Journey.